Hey guys, Todd Durkin here, and welcome to the Meet My New Partner, Brittany Harrell. Brittany, what's happening?
Nothing. I just got done teaching. I'm sitting in my classroom. I hope you guys are loving what you're seeing.
Hey guys, I know many of you are watching NBC Strong right now, and it's been a whirlwind adventure and journey thus far for both Brittany and myself. And thank you for all the support, emails, text, tweets, Facebook posts, all the support that we're getting. And it's been quite a ride thus far. But a couple things as we go into this, I want you to know Brittany, because this is one special woman that you're looking at, and a tremendous blessing that we had the opportunity to be paired together. We didn't get voted back on the island. We had to earn our way back on the island. So first off, before we go into the show, a couple things. Brittany, right now you're sitting in front of a strong sign.
Yeah.
Well, where exactly are you?
I am in my classroom right now, and this strong sign is a sign that my students have created. I just asked them, tell me what strong means to you. And there's lots and lots of different things on here talking about overcoming obstacles, both mentally and physically. And so I think that this show is really like getting them excited and really getting them kind of thinking in a different direction.
So Brittany's in Lawrence, Kansas, and she's a middle school teacher, as most of you know. Lawrence Memorial Central Middle School.
No. Liberty Memorial Central Middle.
There you go. So Liberty. And you're going to hear that hopefully this week as we prepare for week 7 on Strong. But Liberty is going nuts. I know, the middle school. Tell me about, what's it like right now? You're a middle school math teacher, and you have, hundreds of kids. Are you, can you get to the hallways, Britt?
Right now, it's like trying to pull teeth to get any kind of math done, because they always want to talk about the show. They're like, well, what happened and what were you thinking? And oh my gosh, I watched last night and I didn't watch. Nobody tell me. I DVR'd it. And I'm like, well, you have to watch it on Thursday night. You can't show up to school Friday and not watch it, because it's going to be spoiled for you.
Nice.
So now we're saying it's like every Friday morning. It's like, can we watch at least 15 minutes of the show? And I'm like, oh my gosh, guys, we got to do math. We got to do math still. So it's kind of crazy. The kids are getting really excited about it.
Well, I bet you Liberty Memorial, they're going to be one fit group, because I understand you make them do a lot of push-ups and squats and all that stuff when they don't do their math homework. Is that correct?
I'm trying now. I told them that they can earn some extra credit if they can just do some push-ups. So we'll see how many push-ups I see this week.
So tell me, hopping into the show real quick, because you had a similar journey to me in some ways. I was on the show 3 weeks, got eliminated. You were on the show 4 weeks. Your trainer was Kai and got eliminated. Tell me about your experience thus far in the first 4 weeks of the show, and now that you've earned your way back in.
Yeah, the first 4 weeks of the show, it's like anything. You're just kind of thrown into this big old melting pot of stuff. And I think the hardest part for me through the show was just putting my faith into a complete stranger and trusting them that they knew what they were doing. And those challenges were brutal. Physically they were brutal. And I think at some points I got frustrated because my partner was, I felt like I was the trainer some of the time, and I was pushing him. But I think that was good for me to learn that I can still do that to myself when I'm put in that position. But, week 4, when I got eliminated, I remember being up on that tower and getting across those monkey bars and thinking, okay, we're good. We're solid. I made it across. Watching past teams, that's where people have struggled. And usually the trainee has struggled in that part. And then my partner, Kai, really struggled, and he never made it across those monkey bars. And it was really upsetting. It sucked really, really bad. But, everything happens for a reason. And now I'm so thankful that those things happened, because everybody's seen last week, and now I got a new partner.
What are your students all saying now? Are they fired up about your?
Oh, man. After week 4, I walked into school on Friday, and they were like, Miss Harrell, your partner sucks. Oh my God, he couldn't get it back to bars. That's not fair. They were just letting him have it, and I'm like, I had to defend Kai because he's a great trainer, and I told him, I'm like, sometimes people are great trainers and they're not great competitors, and that's okay, but trying to defend him to a bunch of 8th grade students is really difficult. And so they were really upset.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times people have the assumption that because you're a trainer, you're just naturally strong. And for anyone that's not a trainer out there, or even if you are a trainer, it takes work, right? And Kai comes from a different background than someone like myself with a sports background. He comes from a dance background and the arts background. And there's a tremendous amount of respect for that art side of things. And that's not always easily acceptable when you're in a competition. So my hat's off to Kai for the art that he brought to Strong. And I know it was frustrating for you sometimes to compete like that. But when you take Kai, who he is, he has a heart of gold and truly wants the best for you and everyone else. Those first 4 weeks, I know you had a chance for you to be tested mentally as well as physically.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, Kai did a really great job, and I will commend him because he helped me for my transformation. He helped me change my life. So everything happens for a reason, and I think that it was a reason that we were paired together, and then I got a second shot.
Yep. And out of up to this point, your hardest challenge up to this point was which one?
I think the hardest challenge up to this point was that stupid wall. The first week, like getting up the wall, the pegboard, because I didn't know him. You're talking through a wall. Like I can't even see you. I don't even know what you're doing on the other side. And here I am trying to move these little sticks up this wall to try to get to the top. And I remember thinking at one point, there's no way. Like missing a peg. I needed another one. I don't even know where he was on the other side of the wall. And thinking, okay, this is going to take us 500 years to get up to the top. So that was hard. It was a communication thing, and we had just met each other. Like, it was weird.
Yep. Well, as I told you, I had a bone to pick with you guys on the yellow team in the beginning. Week 3 when Dev and I got ourselves in a hole, we really, because you happened to win that power challenge. Yep, you shocked everyone, but you didn't really shock everyone because they never expected you to win that cardio challenge because you're a cardio queen on that. We were really hoping to go against the line team at that point, and man, I was upset at Brittany and Kai. Man, I was like, man, I don't like that Brittany girl. Kai, what's he doing? We want to go against that line team, and you guys just, I don't know. It just, I still got a bone to pick with you, Britt.
You can pick a bone if you want, but I think it all worked out.
Let's fast forward to the challenge last week, the comeback challenge. Mindset going into that was what?
My mindset going into it, I remember coming back in and knowing we got a second chance, and then we went to the yard and people were, working out and trying to just mentally prep for it. And I remember telling myself, I'm not working out with Kai. And, in the show, you can see that I work out on my own because I said, it's not a team thing anymore. It's not the yellow team. This is Brittany, and it's about me getting mentally prepared to put myself in the tower by myself. And I think that was a hard thing for some people to grasp. You don't want your trainer? You don't want him to help you? And I didn't, because I needed to do it on my own.
You're used to doing things on your own too. I know. Just your whole upbringing and that stuff. You're one tough cookie. And guys, you all saw hopefully episode 6 where I earned the way back in the game, and then Brittany earned her way back in the game by one rung over my former partner, the Olive team, Devin, and Devin did a great job, and Brittany got one rung past Devin, and all of a sudden I had a new teammate here in Brittany, and they told us we were black and yellow. I was like, wait a second, black and yellow. That's Brittany's color team. I'm not Kai, and I'm not the yellow team. I was the Olive. Can we be the black team or something like that? So we're the yellow team 2.0 now. And when I first got into that dynamic warm-up that you saw on TV, and I was like, dang, that girl's got game. She doing karaoke and skipping and Frankenstein walks, reverse lunges. I'm like, oh, snap. I got a chance. And man, Britt, I remember that day. I was like, oh, now I can go to work with some stuff, because I remember that look in your eye. You were ticked. You were fired up.
Yep. I remember coming back that night, and we all, we're sitting around and talking about the teams coming back and having that chance. And I felt like nobody was talking about it. It was just kind of let's beat around the bush. We're not worried about it. And I'm like, you have 5 teams here, or 10 people really, that are fighting to get back in this game. Why? You guys should be worried, because this team that comes back is going to be a team that you should be, worried about or scared to face, because they have something to prove. And I felt that way that night, that I had something to prove. Right.
And I remember, after we got back and we were doing that first event, the Cradle, we had 12 hours, you and I hadn't really, we didn't really know each other. I was always with Devin. You're always with Kai. We don't really, we know each other, but we don't know each other. Next thing we were competing against each other. You fall flat on your back. I you broke your back. And I'm like, are you okay? Are you okay? And the next thing I know, you just jump up and keep going. And we were down by that point, one point. And we somehow miraculously saved ourselves from not going in the tower, because it would have been back-to-back nights in the tower, which would have beat us up more than we already beat up. So kudos to you on that. Thank you for getting up.
No problem. Watching it now, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I really did fall hard. And I think the only thing I was thinking right there is get up. You can worry about your back later. I don't know if it's hurt, but you're just going to keep going. It's all about your mind, all about your mindset. And that's what Todd is like, it's all about your mind. Get you up. You're fine. Think about it later. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll think about it later. I'm sure it's fine.
Oh, man, I miss you, girl. I miss you. This is awesome. Do you remember the mindset going into this week? We're going into week 7 now. And, we just staved off the Elimination Tower where the orange team went home and Chris and Giovanna. We're going now. We got 5 teams left. Do you remember the mindset down in the yard of where we're at with things?
I think that if I remember correctly, I was kind of worried as being like the new team because it almost felt like we were the team to beat. We're the super team coming in. And so I was worried at the beginning, but I kept thinking, well, I got Todd as my partner. So everybody's going to be fine. Everybody loves Coach, right? So maybe we're good. That's what I was thinking going into this week.
Yep. Well, yeah, no doubt. I remember the point where I just want to get to know you. And I remember sitting down, and hopefully that shows up this week of I just want to know you because as a coach and as a trainer, I think it's important, especially when you're competing with your client or your trainee, so to speak, to understand what makes them tick. Heck, at this point in the game, it was about trying to win the game. It was about trying to really win each competition. And I had to understand what makes you tick. And I just remember just being just in awe of all that you shared with me that day. And thank you for opening up. And I hope that comes out this week in week 7, because for me, that was a turning point for me yes, it was a highlight of my career in getting back in the game and shocking everyone in overcoming some formidable opponents in both Drew and Leon and Kai. And then getting back and being paired with you, I was like, wow, this has been a huge change of events. And then just having the opportunity to get to know you, I remember stopping and getting quiet time early in the morning and thinking, wow, like I have a deep purpose, but now like it's not just about my purpose. It's about fighting for what you stand for what you believe in, for Liberty Memorial, all that you represent, for all the folks back in Lawrence, for your family. I just remember feeling such a deep sense of purpose in going into this week 7 of like, all right, we got to get our mind right now. Like it's on. It is on. So that was my mindset going into this week. I know one thing that really spoke to me was just how you spoke to your son, Jayden, on that. And I know going into this week, he was part of our mission of we're going to fight hard regardless of what happens, win or lose this week. Let's represent. And as Jayden, your son, watches and my kids watch, let's make sure they're proud of our effort. You remember fighting for Jayden this week?
Oh, I feel like all the time I'm fighting for him, but I think we made this week dedicated to those kids and to our kids because, I want Jayden to watch this week and be so proud of what his mom has done and be like, I hope in 10 or 15 years he watches it again and be like, my mom was pretty cool back then. I mean, he's 8, so it's hard to be a cool mom right now. And I hope that when he watches it, he realizes just how special he is.
Well, he is. I know he's active and he's wrestling. He came in 3rd in the state of Kansas. So he's like his mom. He's a little fighter. He's a fighter.
I think he was born into a fighting family. And, I started fighting for him the moment I found out that I was pregnant with him at 17. And so I think that you just have to take those obstacles. And last week you take those and you run straight at them. I couldn't shy away from it because I was going to be a mom, whether I was ready or not. And, somebody in this world thought I was ready to have a kid, and I've done the best that I can with him. And I hope that he realizes that. And you do a lot of things for your kids once you have them. And I think that was part of me wanting to go on this show, because once I had Jayden, I kind of put myself on the back burner and I worried only about him and making sure he was healthy and he was fit and he was, active and doing all the things that he needed to do. And I kind of let myself just kind of slip away because I was worrying about him.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. And with Jayden, when you left for the show, was he excited for this process? Did he know what you were getting into? What was his mindset at 8 years old?
Right. It was hard for him to wrap his head around it. He knew where I was going and what I'd be doing, but it wasn't like a tangible thing because he hadn't seen a show like this before. It's like, well, mom's just leaving. Like, where is she going? going. And he was sad. You know, he got to the point where he's like, oh man, mom's going to be on TV. That's so fun. And then I remember the day that he dropped me off at the airport, and he just bawled and bawled and bawled. And, you know, it was hard to just leave, but I knew that, you know, a short amount of time now would give us so much more in the long run. So, you know, temporary for a long-term goal.
And Brittany, I don't know if this came out clearly on the show, but I give you huge kudos because not only did you mother Jayden when you were 17 years old, but you put yourself through college at Kansas. And it's hard enough when you don't have a child to put yourself through college, but you went through and got your teaching credential in math. Now you have a full-time teaching job at Liberty Memorial and inspiring your folks. And hats off to you for just having additional things that you had to overcome, and mothering a child and putting yourself through college are certainly not easy to do, and you did it.
Yeah, I mean, I think for a lot of women out there, like if you're 17 and you're pregnant, know that you can do it. And, you know, don't let those stereotypes or anything keep you from doing what you want to do. And I told myself that I wanted to be a teacher and I wanted to graduate from college. And when you set your mind to it, you can do it. Did it take me a little bit longer than most people? Well, yeah. But did I do it? Yes. And now I love my life. I have a great career. And yeah, I get to inspire eighth graders every single day. Do they love math? Well, no. But do I love math? Yes. So I try to make it as fun and entertaining as I can for them. And, you know, eventually I hope that they look back and they're like, I had the coolest 8th grade math teacher ever. And, you know, I hope that they know that I did that. And, you know, obstacles, you face them every day, but it's about overcoming them and figuring out what to do when they hit you square in the face.
Well, I love when you send me pictures now of the new Black and Yellow 2.0 revised team with black and yellow banners all over the place. Things like that little board behind you right now that all your students are making and getting fired up and all that stuff. So, man, just thank you for what you do and that stuff. And I know just getting, you know, reunited or united with you as a teammate has been an awesome experience. And I'm pumped up to show the world here in week 7 and you as a teammate and what it means to be a great teammate. In so many ways, it was such a unique relationship because I'm the oldest trainer. I'm a coach. I'm competing with you. There's just so many different dynamics. And I think one thing that comes to my mind is just the word trust, is that I had to have a lot of trust in you and you had to have a lot of trust in me. You know, our bodies were kind of beaten getting to this point. And as you know, you were holding me up in a lot of ways and I was holding you up. And It was just an awesome ride. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's been a ride. And, you know, going into week 7, all I could think of is we made it this far. You know, we got a second chance. And so I'll hold you up, you hold me up. That way we don't fall in the mud. That's what I always think about. Just you lean on me, I'll lean on you. And I think sometimes it's important for us to realize that we do have other people to lean on. You just have to find them.
No doubt. So as we go into week 7, parting thoughts, what can we expect? What can you share with our viewers to what they should look out for this week?
I mean, I think that the viewers just need to look out for the mental toughness this week. You know, things might not always go your way, but it's what you do when those things hit you and what you can do and how you can face them. And I think it's about opening up to people. This week I opened up to Todd in the show, and I hope that comes out, that I trusted him enough to tell him my story. And, you know, like he always says, everybody has a story to tell. And I think it's important for us to realize that you have a story, I have a story. So remember that when you watch this week. Yeah.
I'm kind of enjoying this week because the worst challenge for me was the upside down the sit-up challenge. Upside down, that was the worst by far. But this week is the second worst challenge, guys. This week coming up, oh my God, this thing was brutal.
It's rough.
It is rough. It's tough. It's rough. And thankfully, I have a partner like Brittany that is one tough cookie. This girl's a fighter. She knows what it's all about. So teamwork definitely comes into a major factor this week. And, man, we just got to keep doing our best every single day to make magic happen. So, Brittany, thanks for being here. Thank you for being you and introducing yourselves to all of my fans and folks, guys. I wanted to have Brittany on today just to share her smile, her energy. It really was a cool match when we got together. And I was like, dang, like this girl is tough. This girl is awesome. She's a little dynamo. You know, she's a former cheerleader, gymnast. She like, you know, she had a little spunk to her. So it's awesome to have you as a teammate. So thank you.
Do you remember when we first got together and we were doing something and you made me breakfast and you were like, I don't even know how you like your eggs. And I was like, it's okay. That's what that was hard. Like we didn't know each other like everybody else knew each other.
Yes.
So take that into consideration too. He didn't even know what kind of eggs I liked this week. So.
Right. So remember, guys, we were making food together, and after the night after that elimination tower, you know, I'm trying to serve breakfast and get her right for that. We had the challenge that next morning, so I had to make breakfast. I'm like, I don't even know what Brittany likes. Like, Brittany, you like eggs? And you like for me, over easy? You like them hard? You like them scrambled? You want a third of a cup of oatmeal? Like, I had it all dialed in for Devin, but I don't know what Brittany likes. So it was a whole learning experience. So we had to learn quick. We had to get to know each other real quick and develop that trust. And fortunately, it was a God thing. It all came together. And I think the world's going to love just, you know, seeing you compete this week, Britt. It was awesome. And the Yellow Team 2.0 is going to hopefully represent. And I can tell you one thing, guys, we will always do our best. I can promise you that. So, Brittany, thanks for being here. Hey, Britt, if they want to learn more about you, where's your Twitter, or where can they find out more about you?
Yep. I have a Facebook page that you guys can go and like. It's just Brittany Harrell Miller Strong. You type it in. I'm up there in my yellow jersey. On Twitter, it's Brit_NBC Strong. And then on Instagram, I mean, I know you love seeing pictures of me, so check me out on there. It's also Brittany Harrell Miller Strong on Instagram as well. So check it out. It'll be fun.
I love it. Give you a little impact bump on there. A little impact bump. There it is. Boom. So, guys, there you have it. Brittany Harrell is in the house. Check out all those different places, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or just tune in Thursday night, 8 o'clock, NBC Strong, and watch the Yellow Team 2.0 get after it. I want to see it. We are live tweeting throughout the show, guys, every Thursday night, regardless win or lose. We got the entire Strong team getting after it, live tweeting on that. So keep tuning in, keep sharing that excitement, and the Yellow Team 2.0 will keep on doing our thing. Peace, guys.
Later.